Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Continuing the ideas I started yesterday. Yesterday I spoke about positioning, where each of you can understand where you are on the road. I say again, you are in a great game, in which returning to the starting point is very easy. But as you observe each other and take more care not to repeat mistakes, you will be able to move forward. The most that happens is going back to the beginning of that level, that's all. So today I'm going to talk about another subject, which I've been trying to talk about for a long time. Which is all about forgiveness. Many will say, this issue again. That's right, my brothers, but I don't know if you have noticed, which is the subject that I have insisted on the most, and many continue to have difficulty understanding what they have to do. So I will explain once again. Maybe this will be the last. Because actually repeating the same thing all the time is tiring, for those who are on the right path, and I stop applying other ideas. But unfortunately, as I have access to the hearts of all of you, I realize that my words are falling into the wind, you hear, but you don't practice. So today I'm going to try to explain it in more depth, so that you can understand how it all works. First, to start this subject, I need to explain, comment again on frequency. Let's say that the most classic example that I can tell you is the clock's pendulum. It swings at a certain frequency, so many pendulums, so many movements for a certain time. So take this concept as a basis. Everything in the entire universe has frequency, because everything is composed of the smallest particle in the universe, which comes together within the consciousness of divine wisdom to form the material things that you have, including yourself. So everything that exists in the universe, each thing has a frequency. So if that frequency is very low, practically with the naked eye, you can't see that anything happens there, everything becomes very solid. And the opposite extreme as well, the higher the vibration frequency, the less you can see. So in the same way, we will make a parallel with feelings. There is a list of feelings by frequency, which we can also call vibration. My brothers, I am not very concerned here with concepts from your physics. I make whatever analogy I want, so that the vast majority can understand. So feelings also have vibration, frequency. Love is the highest vibration feeling in existence. And then we can even share this feeling a little. Unconditional love is first on the list. So yes, love is divided in many ways. Because you love in many ways, but this is not the focus. Let's understand that love is one of the highest vibration feelings. So that being who loves a lot, who respects others, who is always ready to help, that is, always tries to practice love, he is always vibrating high, because it is the feeling that he vibrates all the time. So now let's talk about a list of feelings, extremely low. Where we can say that the opposite of this feeling of love is hate and that it has a very low vibration. And then we can also put anger, envy, hurt, feelings of revenge on this list. All the feelings that are similar to those I mentioned, they all have very low vibration. So if you are people who vibrate these feelings, you vibrate low. I mention the scale again. You all have a scale. Where the feelings that you vibrate high go one way and those that vibrate low go the other. So it is important to emphasize that it is not just one time that you say something wrong that will make you low frequency vibrant beings. The context of the scale is necessary, because you are not machines, you are not robots, you have feelings. So if someone tells you something you don't like, you feel sad, you suffer, and at that moment your vibration drops. But what about the general context? You in context are a person who vibrates high. So that feeling came, went away, and your scale continues to vibrate positively. So that's the general context. I hope you understood. So let's talk now about what forgiveness is. Understanding what forgiveness is, there is no definition here. Each person interprets what the other says, what the other does, in their own way. Someone might say to another, "Ah, you're so annoying." And this other person understands that it was a joke and doesn't care about what was said. There will already be someone else who will hear this and feel extremely hurt, because they don't agree that it's boring. So the way each person interprets what the other does is different. So this way there is no rule, each person will feel what they are prepared to feel. So we will always insist on the one who processes what is done to him, in the most extreme way possible. Because that way I can encompass everyone else. Then someone, person A, received evil, an injustice, no matter what it is. That hurt her deeply, and then she could say, "I never want to see person B again, who caused the situation in my life, for me she died." And that feeling is stored, that hurt, that anger, is stored in her heart and mind. So this situation can have many variants. That person, unfortunately, you have to see them every day. Because it's a neighbor, it's a co-worker, it's someone in your house, it doesn't matter. You see her every day. So that hurt, that resentment, every day gains a little more. Because every time you look at a person, everything comes back to you, and you carry that hatred a little more. So it grows over time. If it's a person who did something to you and disappeared from your life, you might even forget about it. Because that feeling will not be fed. It happened, you kept it, but you didn't feed it. So as you can see, there are different degrees of the same feeling. So understand, I have a person A who has that feeling of hatred, fed daily. And there is person C, who also had feelings of hatred, but was not fed. Feeding this feeling, remembering, hate is a feeling of very low vibration, so remembering makes each day more negative energy reach your heart and mind. I can say that the consequences of this are countless: depression, sadness, illness. Because your vibration is getting lower and lower, because you can't forgive. And on the contrary, you feed that hatred every day. Then your body as a whole starts to vibrate that way. Because you look at the person and remember everything, everything comes back to your mind, that anger only increases. You feed that disease, inside your heart. Very good. If I tell you that the fifth dimension is a dimension where only love exists, this feeling that is inside, being fed like a little animal, a little monster, cannot go there. Because this feeling is incompatible with the fifth dimension. That's where the problem comes from. When I say here, forgive, the vast majority immediately respond, "Ah, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to stoop to that." Indeed, asking for forgiveness is not easy, forgiving is even more so. So when you listen, I'm saying, forgive, immediately that person A thinks, "Ah, you can't, that person hurt me too much, they hurt me too much, I can't forgive them." Very good. So if you are already making this decision, you are contributing to a very difficult passage to the fifth dimension. No, I'm not saying you won't pass. But it won't be an easy passage. Because you're going to have to get rid of it all, at some point. Because this feeling won't get there, it will stay here in the third dimension. So what could this entail? That your own journey will bring you face to face with who you have to forgive. And you will have to take action. Wait for it. Because life itself will put that person in front of you again. So that you understand that the time has come, it is now forgive. Then you keep saying, "No, I won't forgive, screw her." A few more times it will come your way, until you understand that there is no way out, you will have to forgive. Now I'm just saying here, but the situations that life itself will put you in will not be good at all. It won't simply be bringing the person in front of you and saying, "No, I don't forgive you," and the person leaves and leaves. Situations will become more and more interesting. But how so? Like this? I'm gonna explain. Your own walk will make you depend on that person for something. Ah, that's impossible. No, it's not impossible. Because that lesson, you didn't learn. Then the universe starts forcing you to learn. So that person will have to bring you something that you really want, but exactly because you haven't forgiven them, it won't reach you. Think about it this way, and if you keep insisting that you won't forgive, things will get more and more difficult for you, not for her. Ah, but she hurt me. I'm talking about you here, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her, I'm talking about you. I always have to stop at one side of the story, and for now I'm here. You were the one hurt, the injured one. So more and more, you will find yourself close to that person. And for some reason, you're going to have to forgive her. There are n ways for the universe to do this. So my brothers, take the chance today. Because each time, the situation will become more difficult for you. Because not forgiving is not loving. You are saying no to unconditional love. Have you ever stopped to think about what unconditional love is? It's simply loving. No matter what that person did to you, you love them. This is unconditional love. I understand that for you here, it is still very complicated to apply this love. But at least don't be angry, don't harbor, don't feed that feeling inside you. Because the moment you forgive, the feeling explodes. As long as the forgiveness is from the heart. In this case that I'm pointing out would be the following: you would forgive, and the next day you saw that person, you simply wouldn't feel anything. On the contrary, you say, wow! How light I am! Let each of us follow our own path. Okay, you didn't feel any feelings of low vibration towards that person anymore. Then yes, your negative scale starts to have a different weight.